Change the background a little bit at my little raggedy desk. Model 27 break front holster. Old school holster, old school duty holster. And yes, I have worn this holster on walks, at creeks, and at the lake. I know it's not fantastic plastic, and I know it's not the type of thing that you'll see in any other movies, but it looks really cool. It has a strap on it that as you reach for the garment, as you reach for the firearm, you can actually get the strap off very easily. Also, you can take the strap and you can put it here for ease of use. This is an old school motorcycle rider's holster. This is an old school highway patrolman's holster. I've seen a video of a guy with an old 686. He was showing how to use speed loaders, and he had a holster just like this. He had a Model 27 Bianchi break front holster. Now, why do they call it a break front holster? Because it has this slit down the middle, and that is the only way to get the gun out. Yes, you may laugh about this holster, right? But look at it. Look how heavy this gun is. Big 6-inch 357 Magnum in frame. Can't. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay. All right, it's not coming out. There is a metal spring here. As you can see, it slams right shut. You can't get this gun out vertically. The only way to get this out is the break front way, which is this weird scooping Bill Jordan-esque type draw, which I admit you have to sometimes get used to. You got to practice it 2 or 3 times, but it's not difficult to remember, and it's surprisingly fast. Now, like I said, if you are at a creek or you are at a lake, you are worried about dropping your expensive 50-year-old firearm, or I have carried my 6-inch 686 in this same holster. My 44 Magnum won't fit it. And my primary concern is at the creek and at the lakes is like, I don't want to drop my expensive heavy firearm into the water. And I need something that's going to hold the weapon close and it's going to protect the weapon. It slides onto the belt like it's supposed to, and you can't get it out unless you do it the little scooping Bill Jordan-esque type way. You know, it has lots of benefits. Like I said, difficult to get out, has a deceptively fast draw. It has a retention strap. It has retention through the wire here, not the wire, this spring that can't get, you can only get it out one way. And it's the way it's shaped, it's not, it maybe it's just me, but it's not really holster shaped. You don't see this type of holster anymore. You don't see it that often. And if you're carrying a backpack or if you have a heavy cover garment, you know, because it's cold, or if you're walking at night with a heavy cover garment, or you have a backpack on, this looks like just another piece of gear. I mean, if you saw this laying on the ground, it does not scream holster. Some things they scream weapon, they seem holster, but the design is so old, but it's still effective. You know, just because, as Paul Harrell said, just because something is outdated and old, that does not mean it is still ineffective. So, yes, I have carried this 6.5-inch Smith & Wesson revolver in this old holster that was designed for the revolver. It still keeps the gun protected. It still keeps the gun close. It keeps the gun high and tight. It keeps the gun free from the elements. And also it has a deceptively fast draw and good retention. Just the wire itself is pretty good retention, but this strap that can be scooped off as you pull the gun out offers another layer of retention. At creeks, at lakes, at parks, retention is important. So, Like Paul Harrell said, the great Paul Harrell said, just because something is old and outdated, that does not mean that it's not effective. So you might want to get you an old school big holster. You might want to go to eBay and get you an old Bianchi or old Safariland big heavy holster. Get you a good solid belt, and you can carry an in-frame revolver, a bigger revolver for CCW or EDC. Now, here is another holster that I have used several times. Big fan of these products. Big fan of the Galco holsters. Here's another one.